Hi everybody, I'm JT. Welcome to another video from me here at Campervan Journey, and you join me here in a French forest next to a lake in the middle of summer. What's not to like? So good morning, welcome to our woodland pitch. It's a beautiful morning here in Issy-les-Guyane. It's been really hot over the last few days, and it's noticeably cooler here this morning. Today we think we're going to explore, there's a network of cycle tracks that go around the lake and the local woodland, so we're going to explore those on the bikes. But if you've seen our previous videos, you'll have seen that when we were in Spain we had a bit of a mechanical crisis with Harry's bike. The derailleur system just completely imploded, and we tried to fix it at the side of the road and couldn't do that. So we're going to hire a bike here, an extra bike from the campsite here today, and that will mean we can all go out and enjoy a ride together. So we have secured the rental of a bike. Cost of it was actually really good. The day rate was €13 for a normal mountain bike. As regular visitors of Huttopia sites, then you also get a 20% discount card, so that took 20% off, so roughly €10 for the day, which is, I think, really good for the use. So we're approaching the end of our trip, just a few days left to go, and I just want to report a significant change in climatic conditions. I've noticed this because both Claire and Harry have put a jumper on this morning for the first time in best part of 3 weeks. I think the last time we wore jumpers was on the ferry.
No, that's a lie, I think. I wore one when it was really cold in the pop top.
When we were on the Bastion's farm.
That was in this area as well, that was near Llamas, wasn't it?
Mm.
It's just cold here.
Cold air. It still says during the day it could be warm. It's still saying it could be 32 degrees.
That's not bad.
Okay, so we've picked up the route that goes around the lake and adjacent to the campsite. There's the van. Oh. And I think the route down the lake is about 5 kilometres. There we go. It's beautiful, isn't it? Now Claire and Harry are somewhere up there, so probably need to get a wiggle on and go and catch them up. So the lake adjacent to the campsite that we've just cycled around is fantastic. There's a lot of different activities you can do here. There's a beach area, a roped off, marked off swimming area which is up to 3 metres deep, which you can see people paddling on the edge with proper sand. On the far side of the lake there's proper sailing dinghies that you can hire, and then pedalo type boats as well. So combine that with the cycle routes, these climbing activities, and then all the nature trails that you can follow as well. It really is fantastic. It makes a great destination, but all of this is free. You haven't had to pay for any of it. You just turn up and use it, and that's what's so great about France, is that lakes like this, facilities like this are all over the country. Almost every town or village that we've stopped at has got something similar. Maybe not on such a grand scale, but just makes for a great outdoor lifestyle. And that's what's going to make it really hard to go back to work at the end of the trip. And the more we travel, the more we discover, the longer I want to be away for more, or the more I want to be away for longer, because there's just so much to see and do. Oh, doesn't that van look nice parked there in the campsite? Whoever owns that is very lucky. Claire's just said, is this like going to Porthcawl? There are people swimming in the water, first of all, and they don't look blue. And it's 35 degrees, and we're having ice cream and a beer. In what way is it like Porthcawl?
I can't say. Calm down. It's not like Porthcawl.
So this is the reward for our cycling. Look at that lovely choice of ice creams in a very nice little cafe bar next to the lake. So what a fabulous day we've had. We've done about 16 miles around the lake in 2 different stints. We went out this morning and this afternoon. If we were here for longer, then quite probably we'd look at renting one of their, or hiring a boat or one of the pedalos or paddleboards or what have you to explore the lake itself a bit more. But it's a very, very nice place. We really like Huttopia sites, and if you've watched our videos for some time you'll be well aware of that, but I'm also well aware that they are at the top end of the price range. And if there's one thing that this trip has really highlighted for me, is what a wave of options there are to consider that are considerably less money if you don't want or need all of the facilities that something like Huttopia can offer. So we've really enjoyed the France Passion sites, which have cost us pretty much nothing unless we've decided to buy something from the local producers. So typically maybe 10, 15 euros tops, maybe less. Municipal sites that we've stayed at have ranged at anywhere between 15 and 30 euros depending on where they were, which again I think 30 euros is still excellent value for money. And then the top end you've got something like this with Huttopia. Now the extra money you're paying at a Huttopia site does give you a lot more. So we've got good clean toilets, we've got a nice pool, we've got good showers, plenty of them. Spreading out some plusher sites to enjoy during our trip has given us a good balance. So we've gone from being parked in a field with nothing at all to having a pool, to having a cafe, to having a food wagon, to have a bar, to having activities for the kids if you want to do it. I think there's music entertainment tonight at the other end of the spectrum. So whilst this has been a trip with no plan, if you want at this time of the year to try and secure a site like this, or any site really, it's probably worth trying to book it 2 or 3 days ahead. We did find, as I mentioned in episode 2, when we were trying, I think it was episode 2, possibly episode 3, when we were trying to book a site at the coast, we really struggled to book a campsite, rather than not necessarily just a France Passion site or a basic municipal site. To get a site with a pool and all of those other facilities for 2 or 3 days, we were going to struggle just because of the time of the year. So going forward, as an idea, what we would probably do is maybe if we're away for 3 weeks, say for those 3 weeks we're going to book one site each for the different weeks for maybe 2 or 3 days, and then spread or plan our travelling around those, knowing that those sites, if you like, are locked in, we've got those secured. So just a thought as to maybe doing that. Or you go completely the other way and do as we've tried to do on this one, just not plan anything and just find our feet as we go. But it'll be a lot easier to do that if you weren't in holiday season for Europe and peak holiday season for France. So our pitch here at Huttopia Lac de Sille is actually a Comfort Plus pitch, which gives us a bigger pitch with the benefit of a picnic table as well. We didn't specifically want one of these, but it was the only one that was available on the dates that we were looking for today and yesterday. So we paid a little bit extra for that. We've got electric hookup just across the way. There's a toilet block just in the difference, another toilet block over the other side. Plenty of shade cover, which is great for keeping cool, but not so great for giving a signal for our Starlink. So mobile reception isn't great here. I think I've had between 1 and 2 bars of 3G and 1 bar of 4G. And we've been really lucky with the weather here, and it looks like they haven't had much rain at all over the last few weeks, but one thing I was discussing with Claire yesterday is that if it did rain here and rain for a few days, then some of the pitches, especially our pitch here, is pretty bare earth and could get a bit mucky. One of the most important things for us when we were staying here, given what we've experienced over the last few days of temperatures well into the high 30s, was to get somewhere with nice shade, preferably a nice breeze, and a pool so we can cool off, and this site has absolutely done that for us. Now, we're not into paddleboarding or kayaking, but I could see that if I was, then this would be a great site to come to for that. You can just see the lake on the other side of the road in front of us, and there's a couple of gates just farther up where you can nip through with your paddleboards. We've seen plenty of people do that from the campsite to go and enjoy the lake. If you hadn't heard already, you can now buy a Campervan Journey sticker. So if you fancy one of these, drop me an email at campervanjourney@gmail.com and I'll let you know how you can buy one. Looks pretty good on the van, I think. Morning, Hazza.
Good morning, Dad.
All right.
Yes.
Did you sleep okay?
Did you sleep well?
I did sleep well, thank you. Well, did I say that?
I was cold.
Were you?
Yes.
Were you cold all night?
Only when I realised I was cold.
I think cold is a relative thing. It was 18 degrees last night instead of 24 or 26 that it has been. So what's our plan for today? Well, working backwards, we need to be at Dieppe for Sunday evening to catch our ferry. Dieppe is about 3 hours away, and it's Saturday morning, so we've got plenty of time to get to where we need to be. And I think what we'll probably do is see if we can find a nice little campsite somewhere between the two to spend our final night of the trip. I've had a look on Search for Sites, and there's lots of different options we can look at. So what we'll just do is we'll just hit the road once we've packed up, have a leisurely breakfast and be on the road by say 10. What we tend to do is drive for an hour or two, have some lunch, and then make a decision as to where we're going to stop for the night. One of the things I really love about this touring around is there's no time pressure to be thinking I've got to be gone by, I've got to be here by. We can just go when we're ready. So that's what we'll do. Okay, so all packed up and all ready to go. Really enjoyed our time here, haven't we, Harry?
It's been very nice.
It's been very nice. So we're just going to empty our waste, toilet waste and grey waste before we head off, so we're not carrying that around unnecessarily. And then we think we're going to head up towards a town called Sees, S-E-E-S, which is about halfway between here and Dieppe. Till next time, maybe. Very nice. Very nice. So after a few hiccups along the way, we've driven about an hour and a half from Lac de Sile. We had 2 or 3 Search for Sites, municipal campsites that we were going to investigate along the way. The first one wasn't open or wouldn't accept reservations until 2 o'clock, and it was just after midday, so rather than hang around we drove on to a next one. The next one that we went to, which was a beautiful little town, forget the name of it, but it was only about 25 pitches or so by a river, and it was full up. There was a sketchily written sign on the a little shed or a little hut by the entrance that said complete, which basically meant full up. There was a phone number for us to call, but when we phoned through, there was no answer. So the next best option was to look at a France Passion site in the local area. So clicked onto the France Passion website, found the nearest one, and 10 minutes later, here we are. Harry's just meeting our new neighbours.
Look at all of them.
So we've got 1, 2, 3 donkeys here.
And a miniature.
A miniature pony. There's 2 llamas, at least 2 llamas in the field across there, 2 or 3. And then Claire's been saying hello to the ostriches. Oh, and to top it all, just behind that digger, there's a camel. So in terms of wildlife variety and what you wouldn't expect to see at a French campsite, I think this one probably tops it off for what we've had so far. But yeah, so for our final night of our trip, we had hoped to have a nice little rural municipal campsite, which was somewhere along our journey, and I'm sure if we'd driven around for a bit longer we could have found one, but we were so close to this, pulled in, plenty of space available, as you can see. And yeah, I think for our last night in France, we'll enjoy the company of some rather unusual wildlife. Now, I need to do my investigation into South American mammals, so I'm not sure if they are llamas or alpacas. But whatever they are, there's 3 of them. So this is us for the night. So good morning, welcome to our last stopover of our trip with no plan. After best part of 3 weeks, and I haven't checked my mileage, but I think it's about 1,700 miles so far. We've driven all the way down to the south of France, all the way back, all the way into Spain, through Andorra. Our last night ended up at a France Passion location in Normandy, and we got neighbours. Let me introduce you to them. There's ostriches, who are very inquisitive and very tall. If anybody tells you that French agriculture isn't diverse, then, well, they're telling you a lie. But what's really strange is we've got all these animals. There's horses and ponies and such like as well. And we had quite a peaceful night's sleep. There was no noise from the animals whatsoever. I was expecting to be woken by all sorts of early morning calls, but nothing at all. But the donkeys do get excited when it's feeding time. What a lovely little stopover for our last one as we head back to catch our ferry later tonight. So what's the plan for today then? Well, we've got a late night crossing tonight. So we're going to head up to Caen and see if we can investigate some of the wartime history that we've never visited when we've been to France before. So seems as we're in the area, perhaps we'll go and have a look at some of the Normandy beaches. What have you got there? A memento of our stay.
Mini horse kissed me.
Farted.
And farted.
And then trotted and farted.
So there we go. On that note, it's time to head off. So this France Passion place has got a sort of 24-hour vending hut, if you like. And it's rather than a shop, full of local produce. Oh, citron, pomme juice, pear juice, biscuits, potatoes. It's beeped. Woohoo! We've won!
There we go.
Biscuits. There was a moment then that I didn't think we were going to get anything at all, but we've got some biscuits. So fantastic. I think this is going to be my last pain au chocolat of our trip, which is a sad moment, and I'm enjoying it in the glamorous surroundings of the Super U car park in Caen. But I have to say, it's still a good one, and I will miss a daily pain au chocolat. So this morning, on our way back to Dieppe, we decided to come via Caen to give us a chance to see some of the Second and First World War heritage that so impacted this area in history. And there's a fantastic, relatively new museum in Caen called the Memorial de Caen. Wow. Oh, that is super cool.
Look at the massive hole.
Isn't that super cool? If you're in this part of France, this Memorial Museum is absolutely worth a visit where you've got any interest in military history at all. It's a very, very powerful and thought-provoking way to spend a few hours. Anyway, it's time to head off to Dieppe.
A new place, a new home, for a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back, take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by, life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can find.
So there we go, we've made it to Dieppe. Well, not strictly speaking Dieppe, a little village about 4 or 5 kilometres outside that we picked up on Search for Sites as a perfect place just to stop for a few hours whilst we wait for our ferry crossing. It's a small village leisure centre car park. I'll put the name of it, I'll put the name of the village down the bottom here, but we've just parked up, you can see behind, if I swivel the camera around, what a fabulous view we've got of the English Channel. There's a few other vans parked up here, as you would expect from a Search for Sites location. What a beast that Iveco is. Looks well set up for continental travel. So our plan was always to arrive in Dieppe 2 or 3 hours ahead of our crossing, just in case there was any delays, or if at all possible, to perhaps catch an earlier ferry. But ferry times this time of year tend to be every 6 hours or so, but you never know quite how long it's going to take to load or disembark, and if there's going to be any delays when you come off the other end with the customs procedures that are currently operational. But to find somewhere like this to stop and have a nice evening meal is going to be absolutely fantastic. Oh, lovely. It's like an English breakfast fire.
Preparing us for home.
Preparing us for home, yeah. Is all the saucisson gone?
No, still got another stick of it.
With the new travelling or recent travelling regulations, we've got to make sure we've had to be careful, make sure that we're not taking things back that previously we would have taken back. There's regulations on taking meat products, dairy products, anything fresh really at the moment. Now, obviously, hopefully that will change in due course, but it's just meant we've had to plan a bit with what we've been shopping for, and one of our jobs this evening is to eat up whatever we can't take back, which sounds like a challenge Harry's prepared to accept.
I'm prepared to accept.
You're prepared to accept the challenge. So there we are, we've arrived at Dieppe ferry terminal. Just like that from our nice little evening park up. We'll probably have an hour or so's wait before we're boarding, and then we're homeward bound. Down in the depths. So there we are, all aboard the ferry at Dieppe. Really quick and easy to get on. I don't think it's particularly busy this evening. As you can see, it's dark now and it's Sunday night. I think the busiest day for travel is probably Friday night, Saturday. But yeah, we've got a 4-hour crossing across. The weather doesn't look too bad. It has been a bit windy, so hopefully it's not going to be too choppy as we go. But we'll be setting off very shortly. And there we go, just like that. Au revoir, France. We've had an absolutely fantastic trip over the last few weeks and seen some amazing things. We've done so much on our trip with no plan, setting off from the UK and only having one campsite booked when we left for those first couple of nights. And it's been amazing. We've seen some amazing things, been to some amazing places and had great fun and made some great memories as a family together. And that's what it's all about. So if you need any further reason to get out and buy yourself a camper van, then that's it. Just do it, go out and make the memories, have the adventures, have yourself a fantastic campervan journey. Thanks to everybody who's been watching along with the series. Thanks to everyone who's got in touch and dropped me a message with any questions or queries or given us tips about places to go along the way as well. If you've enjoyed the videos we've been putting together, please give us a thumbs up. Please hit the subscribe button. It really does help the channel grow. And keep an eye out for more videos and adventures coming from us very soon. Thanks for watching. So there we are, back in the UK, back in the, can't see any of New Haven this time of day, but it's about 5 in the morning, crossing overnight. It's taken longer than anticipated. On the way out it took 4 hours, on the way back it seems to have taken about 5.5. If we were travelling slower or going against the tide, it was a bit windier, I don't know, it just took a bit longer. But, yeah. So hopefully it won't take too long to disembark, and then the last stretch driving back to Salisbury. we go. We are officially back on UK soil. UK concrete. This is where the vigilant customs patrol occurs.
Go over the left. Oh. Go around the roundabouts that way.